Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us go through construction of component level design, guys. So we discussed about designing, right? So initially we discussed about analysis. After that we did the design based on the normal level, that is nothing but based on architecture, and now we are designing based on components, right? So this is the last stage of component level. So after this you'll be just checking the user interfaces, you'll be discussing about that with your client, and then you'll be starting your coding process. Once coding is done, you'll be going to testing. Guys, coding topics will be not discussing because it's not in our syllabus, guys. So once we are done with the component level design, once we are done with this lecture, after that we'll be moving on to user interface. After user interface, we'll be directly jumping into the testing, guys. Okay. So in this lecture, we'll be discussing about component level design, how it is constructed. So component level design is defined and a design of components and modules after the architecture phase design. Okay. So the designer must transform information from the analysis and architecture model into design representation that provides a sufficient detail to guide the construction. That's nothing but coding and testing phase. So basically this is the last stage of design, guys. You can assume in that way. And once this is done, the next step is nothing but coding, where based on the particular design, the coding, the guy who is developing the whole project or who is working on that module will be taking that particular design and he will start his coding process. So that is the reason why this design level is really important, guys, and that too the component level is design more important because this only will result in the next step, right? Yes. So we will be following 7 steps to make it, guys. Okay, the initial first 2 to 3 steps are really simple and easy. The first step, identify design classes in problem domain. So basically, even though you are using directly the previous steps output, again you check with the problem domain whether the previous step is done correctly or not. Are there any flaws, or are there any issues? Are there anything that they missed? So you'll be checking them. So all designer classes that correspond to the problem domain are identified. So again you'll be identifying again them once again. So it's just a verification step, you can assume. Similarly, step 2 also. So identify the infrastructure design classes. That is nothing but you decided an architecture, right? So is the architecture good or not? You'll be checking once again. So all design classes that correspond to infrastructure domain are identified. Okay, that is also done. So from step 3 will be our we'll be starting from here, guys. Okay, so step 3 is nothing but elaborate design classes. So basically, if you are given a design class, you'll start elaborating it. So all design classes that are not acquired as reusable components are elaborated. So basically most of the components cannot be reused, right? So those components will be elaborated and they are shown. Okay, so specify message details of when the classes or components are collaborated. So whenever you are adding some attachment, that is nothing but a single line also in between them, that is nothing but collaboration between them, then you please mention the detail like why they are connected on the line name. Okay, so identify appropriate interfaces for each component, elaborate attributes and define data structures required to implement them, and describe a processing flow within each operation in detail. So basically you need to do these kind of processes, guys, to maintain the easiness of the project or easiness of the design at the end. Okay, so first in third step 3 we are having 4 parts, guys. The first part is 3a. So here we will be going through collaboration details. So what component is having what relation between them. So and you will be drawing a line and you will be mentioning there itself. So that will be clear for you. Okay. So the first thing is nothing but message can be elaborated by expanding the syntax. So this is a simple syntax for expanding, guys. So we are not discussing about coding. So I just gave you the syntax to convert these diagrams into some kind of small codes. Okay. So the example is nothing but work order number, guys. So assume that you are doing some kind of small work. In that you are doing some work order number, that is nothing but WON. I am writing here work order number. Okay, so now you are doing some production job. So in production job you will be building something, right? So you will building a job and you'll be working on that job, and if you the job is done, you'll be submitting the job and it goes into job queue like that. So here if you observe, I am mentioning everything on these arrows, right? So this kind of diagram is nothing but called as a collaboration diagram. Okay, similarly in 3b, that is nothing but appropriate interface. So now you will be adding interface into your design, guys. So basically interface is nothing but it acts as an interface between both the components, guys, between 2 or more components, you can say. Okay, so it will act as a medium or a broker, you can say. Okay, so print job interface initiate job. So that nothing but we took a small example here, guys. So here we are taking an example of a printer, guys. Okay, so assume that there is an initiate job method. Okay, so printer job interface. So this is an interface in which initiate job is there, which does not exhibit successfully cohesion because it performs three different sub functions. Okay, factoring them can be performed. So basically it performs multiple operations, assume in that way, guys. Okay, so this could be the diagram and this could be the appropriate interface for that, and these will be the connections, guys. Okay, so now let us go through elaborating the attributes. So here you will be elaborating them. So you will be writing a flow chart, you can say. Okay, oh sorry, in the next step you will be describing, guys. Here you will be just elaborating it in terms of words only. So analysis class with typically only list names general attributes. So you will be writing them on one after the other, guys. Okay, so all the attributes during the component design are listed. So basically you will be writing them. So name colon type expression is equals to initial underscore value is of proper styles. So it will be in this way. So paper type weight string A contains 1 to 4, those are nothing but ABCD. So you'll be mentioning everything in that way. So the fourth step is what we are waiting for. It is nothing but the flow, guys. So here you will be designing the flow. So basically the previous third step parts you might not be understanding, but this is really simple and clear, guys. Okay, so describe the processing flow. So the process followed is described in detail using activity diagram. So I hope everyone remembers the activity diagram. We did discuss about that in one of our lectures. Okay, so activity diagram. So initially you will be starting it. So this is also about the paper only, guys. So printing press, assume that your printing press is having some kind of quality of papers which you will be costing as per quality for printing. Okay, so validate attribute input. So you'll be taking the input. So accept paper database, that is nothing but weights or the papers that you want per cost. Okay, so you'll be checking the papers whether they are there or not. So once they are there, you will be checking the size whether it belongs to B size, C size, D size. So based on that you will be calculating the costs, guys. So if it is B size, you will be multiplying into 1.2. If it is C size, you will be multiplying into 1.4. If it is D size, you will be multiplying into 1.6. Okay, if it is a color, if you want color Xerox, you will be converting it, you will be multiplying it to 1.14 in this way. So here we are doing multiple operations. I told you, right, we are taking 4 constraints or 4 conditions. Those are nothing but ABCD. Okay, so I hope everyone got some basic idea, right? So once it is done, you will be returning the paper cost. So at the end you are getting the paper cost as per the requirement. So basically if it is B type, C type, D type, like that. Okay, so at the end you will be stopping it. Okay, so I hope everyone got some basic idea on that. So once it is done, then we will be going to persistence data. So I hope everyone remembers about persistence data also. This is also the concept that we have discussed, guys. Okay, so persistence data is nothing but whenever you are doing some process, you will be storing that data just to safeguard it, you can assume also. So you will be storing that data even after the completion of the process also. So the persistent data source are describing databases and files and the classes required to manage and identify. So basically you will be storing them, guys. That's a simple thing. Okay, step 5, that is nothing but elaborate behavior. Okay, it is sometimes necessary to model the behavior of a design class, transmission from state to state. So basically this is nothing but elaborate behavior, guys. If you notice here is the diagram for it. So here we are elaborating it in detail, right? So we wrote the steps, what are the functions it can do and everything. Okay, so that is nothing but elaboration behavior. It is sometimes necessary to a model to behave of a design class, transmissions from state to state, having the form event name with attributes, like that. Okay, so initially you can assume in this way, guys. So initially you will be building a job. It can be ready job data, it could be display job data, it could be check, and it could be data input. So basically for each of these components, you can say for each of this you can draw a simple behavior state graph, guys. Okay, so this is a small example for that. You can just go through it, guys. These are nothing but the functions or operations that can do. Okay, so let us go through the next step. So the next 6th step is nothing but elaborating the diagram now. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so here you will be elaborating the diagram in terms of components, guys. So key component packages. So basically these are nothing but components and everything is connected now with names, guys. Okay, so this is a small example of some sensors, home sensors, guys. Okay, you can find this in the PDF which we have shared. Okay, so if everything is connected to the central processing unit or CPU, you can say. Okay, so it's really simple and clear. Okay. Similarly, in step 5, we will be redesigning or reconsidering it. So the first and the final step, guys, this is nothing but if you are satisfied with the creation, you will be continuing it, or else you will be again doing a one more iteration, so that will be clear for you. Okay. So the first component level model has been created. You will not be as complete or as accurate or as consistent as the nth iteration, so you can apply the model again. So in this way it is designed, guys. So I hope everyone got some basic idea about component level design, right? Okay, so in the next lecture we will be going through object constraint language, that is nothing but OCL. Okay, so let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you, thanks for watching.